Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English with Anna. Today I have just one more video about time. So we're going to learn a little more about some words that we use to talk about time. Today we are going to practice using from and to. From and to. We use from and to talk about our schedule. Our schedule is kind of like our calendar. If you look at the picture, we see an example of a schedule. A schedule tells us what do we do each day and what times do we do things each day. So we're going to look at using from and to talk about our schedule. Let's start with some examples. We use from for a start time. We use to for a finish time. So from is a start time, to is a finish time. What does that mean? Let's look at 4 examples together. So here we have a person. Here is a person, activity, start time, and finish time. The first person we're going to look at is Bob. It says Bob works. What time does Bob start work? So Bob starts work at 8 o'clock a.m. What time does Bob finish work? Bob finishes work at 4 o'clock p.m. So we can take this information in number 1 and look down here and write a sentence. So let's look at this sentence together. Bob works from 8 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Remember, we use from for the start time and to for the finish time. Bob works from 8 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Let's look at number 2 as another example. Here we have Jessica. Jessica's activity, she exercises. What time does she start exercise? 7 o'clock a.m. What time does she finish exercise? 8:30 a.m. Can we make another sentence with this information? Let's look down here at number 2. Jessica exercises from 7 o'clock a.m. to 8:30 a.m. So here we have the start time, and here we have the finish time. Let's look at number 3. Marcos goes to school. What time does Marcos start school? So he starts school at 6 o'clock p.m. What time does he finish school? He finishes school at 9 o'clock p.m. Let's look down here for an example sentence. Number 3. Marcos goes to school from 6 o'clock p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. So here is the start time, and here is the finish time. Let's look at number 4. We have Sue. Sue works in her garden. What time does Sue start working in her garden? She starts working in her garden at 1 o'clock p.m. What time does she finish working in her garden? She finishes working in her garden at 2:30 p.m. Let's make a sentence with this information. Number 4. Sue works in her garden from 1 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. So here is our start time, and here is the finish time. So remember, we use from to say the start time. We use to say the finish time. What about you? Can you complete this chart with information about you? Let's look together. It says go to school. What time do you start school? What time do you finish school? And then can you make a sentence? For example, we could say, I go to school from 9:30 to 12:30. Or I go to school from 1 o'clock to 3:30. Then I want you to do the same for the others. Eat lunch. What time do you start lunch? What time do you finish lunch? Work. Maybe some of you don't work. If you don't work, then you don't have to answer number 3. But what time do you start work and what time do you finish work? Watch TV. What time do you start watching TV and what time do you finish? Sleep. What time do you start sleeping and what time do you finish sleeping? And then write your 5 sentences with from and to. If you need to go back and look at the examples again, stop the video to try by yourself. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day.